The trial of two men accused in the hazing death of Stone Foltz continued today in Wood County.
And today, witnesses began taking the stand, recounting the moments that led up to the BGSU student's death last March.
Ariel Onstad, she has been in the courtroom this week for us, joins us now live outside the court with much more on what happened today. Ariel?
Well, Jeff, Melissa, today we got to hear from three of the state's witnesses, Sherry Foltz, Stone's mother, as well as Niles Sweeney, a active member within the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity, and Grant Hartnett, a student from Sylvania, Ohio, who talked about his experience. He pledged Pi Kappa Alpha along with Stone Foltz. Now, jurors got to hear the arguments today because central to this case is whether or not Stone Foltz was compelled to drink that bottle of alcohol or whether it was his personal choice to do so. Now, this is what both sides are arguing about all over today. What we were learning through witness testimony, perhaps nothing is more central to this case than Niles Sweeney's testimony exemplifying just what the prosecution and defense are trying to show. Sweeney is a former Pi Kappa Alpha active member who took a plea deal in this case, and he explained how Pike tradition dictated littles would drink the bottles of alcohol their bigs gave them as quickly as possible. He explained his own experience and how his big gave him a bottle of Captain Morgan. Here, though, the defense pressed, and Sweeney said littles were never actually told to drink as much as possible. Rather, it was their personal choice to do so, but he said that was the expectation. The prosecution pushed back on this, saying just because someone doesn't have a personal choice doesn't mean they won't face the consequences. So, for example, they asked Niles Sweeney if he was subpoenaed to be there, and he said yes, and they said it was your personal choice to come. He said yes. However, you would face consequences if you did not show up today. Niles Sweeney agreed. Now, within this, the state's third witness, Grant Hartnett, a 20-year-old BGSU student from Sylvania, was in Stone Foltz's pledge class. He said he drove with him to that big little party over a year ago and explained he felt nervous to go to the party because he'd actually just read an article that day about another kid dying from alcohol poisoning at a Virginia university, but he decided to go to the party that night. Now, he explained to prosecutors some of the rumors he heard before the night of that big little reveal. Take a listen.
We heard that we were gonna have to drink a handle. We were told to shave. Those were some of the things that I heard.
Now, within this, Grant was explaining not only some of the things he heard, but the expectations he felt. The defense pushed back on this, saying that if he didn't feel comfortable to attend, why did he? They asked him if he did follow through on some of the other rumors he had, and he said no, he didn't. So this is something we're going to see when we come back tomorrow. We hear from more witnesses, each case, each side trying to build their case through the witness testimony, again, centering on was it choice or were you coerced through hazing acts. Coming up at 6, I'm going to break down a little bit more about what prosecutors are trying to get into in terms of the bigs and how they helped their littles during this party. That'll be more at 6. Reporting live for now in Bowling Green, I'm Ariel Onstad, WTOL 11.
Ariel, thank you. Make sure you follow us online. Download our WTOL 11 News app. That is where you can read the latest updates on the trial into the hazing death of Stone Foltz.